Cars, trains, and ships sounded their horns across China today as part of a 3-minute moment of reflection to honor those who have died from COVID-19. The virus was first detected in Wuhan, China in December. Since then, more than 3,300 people have died across that country. COVID-19 has since spread to nearly every country in the world. The U.S. is now the worst hit, followed closely by several European nations. There are some signs of hope now in Spain and Italy, where the rate of COVID-19 infections and deaths is slowing. But places like France and the UK are still bracing for the worst of the pandemic. Redmond Shannon reports.
A month into its lockdown and Italy is still gripped by the pandemic. Life is nowhere near getting back to normal. 11,000 medical professionals are among those infected and 73 doctors alone have died. The head of Italy's doctors' union says medics are going through unbearable stress. He says the infection rate is due to poor public health information in the early stages of the Italian outbreak. The overall infection rate is slowing, but only gradually. And the same may be happening in Spain, despite another horrific daily death toll of 809.
Siguiendo las recomendaciones de los expertos.
Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has extended the lockdown until at least April 25th. But there are stories of hope amid the sadness. A mother and daughter, both hospitalised weeks ago, now finally reunited in the same ward to recover together. The UK has now recorded its highest daily death toll at 708, now just behind Spain, as this temporary 4,000-bed hospital in London accepts its first patients. Parts of Britain are expecting temperatures in the 20s on Sunday, and it's feared that many people will go out and try and break those lockdown rules.
Whatever the temptations this weekend, please don't go outside to visit the lakes, the beaches, the countryside. Take pride instead in keeping your own families and communities safe.
But in Sweden, the strategy is very different. Schools, parks and bars are open, with trust placed in citizens to do what they can.
Considering the logic the authorities is explaining that we're not thinking that we can stop the virus, but rather flattening the curve, as they say. I think it's right to do less strict regulations and sustain them for a longer period of time.
Scientists are divided on Sweden's policy, but it's certainly a politically brave move given the strict lockdowns across most of the continent. Redmond Shannon, Global News, London.